You having a baby?
It ain't me.
Yep. It's still, I said I wasn't gonna cry. It's still very, very, oh God, I'm pregnant. It's very crazy to say and to finally be able to admit and be able to talk about it. Oh gosh, I didn't think I was gonna cry. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So over the years, I've done a lot of adapting and changing my social media, things like that, and not knowing what I wanted to do with my journey with God and getting closer back with God and just everything that I've just been changing in my life and everything that's become a change in my life. I finally am just becoming more settled in who I am as the woman that I am, and I'm just so oh my gosh, it's so crazy. I'm just so excited about my new adventures coming up. So my channel is going to be changing into more lifestyle, mommy and me, fashion, of course, because everybody knows, if you know me from before, I'm a designer, I am a creative, I like to create things, make things and DIY projects, all that. And I also want to talk about my journey with God. So between lifestyle, mommy, DIY, fashion, and God, like that's all this channel is about to talk about. A big thing for me that I want to make sure that I let everybody know is that along my journey, I will be a single mother, praying that a co-parenting situation is going to be the most conducive for the father and I. So I'm just openly admitting that at this moment. I wanted my baby for so many years. Anybody that knows me knows that I've wanted a baby for years now. They literally have said that. I'm like, oh, I'm pregnant. And they're like, oh, okay, like you've been wanting a baby. We're so happy for you. You're going to be a great mom. It's just so amazing. For maybe like the last 5 to 7 years, I have just been saying like, I want a baby. I would love to have a baby whenever it's right. I wish I had a baby. Like I pray for a baby, like when the timing is right, when God is ready to give me my son or my daughter. And it's so crazy because I've been praying to God before I found out I was pregnant. I've been praying to God to use me, for him to give me more, I've just been asking God to use me more. I've been asking God for discernment. I feel like sometimes as people in general, we ask God for so much because we want. But I've switched my prayer over to God, use me. Use me for what you would like to have done on this earth. Use me for what you have made me for. And you gotta be careful when you ask God for certain things because he gonna give it to you. And you just don't understand sometimes why things are happening or what's going on, but God knows. There was a point where I came to and I said, God, please remove people from my life that no longer serve me. Please remove things from my life, circumstances, emotions, improper people from my life, because I felt like that was weighing me down. It was leeching off of me. It was taking me from like who God really wanted me to be. And when I reflect back on it now, that was a very powerful moment because I lost people in my life that I thought would never leave me. Every single time I've needed to leave a situation and I didn't, God has kicked me out of a situation, has made it to where it hurt me to where I wouldn't go back. And I still have my moments, but my journey with God that this channel is going to go along now, life is so much more than our past. And so I say this to say that the person I was years ago before I started my journey back with God, I'm so proud of myself that I have followed God's word and followed the path that God had for me, because it literally brought me a blessing. One of many blessings that I asked God to give me. I feel like God didn't just give me a child because I asked for it. I feel like I put the work in and I'm deserving. I'm supposed to do something good with my seed on this earth. And I'm so excited that I get to finally share this journey, finally share and be vocal about my experiences while being pregnant so far, my ups and downs, my emotions, things that I'm going through as a single woman. You know, being pregnant, the emotions that go up and down, it can be very crazy. And my goal with this channel is to gain a sense of community, to find other people, like-minded people who are in the same situations, women, men that deal with parental issues, deal with, you know, feeling lonely during their pregnancies, deal with the criticism of life as being a Christian woman and having a child out of wedlock, and like, where's the dad? Like, oh, you know, you need a man to raise a man or a woman. Like, you know, all these different things that I felt so bombarded by once I found out I was pregnant. For a long time I could hide it, like you couldn't see, but now it's clearly, you know, so now there's just so many more questions, and I wanted to make sure that I protected my peace as much as possible. It wasn't ever that I was ashamed of being pregnant, I was hiding my child, anything like that. It was more of like for my peace, because I wanted to make sure that I was settled in my decisions, I was settled in how I foresaw my future, and I was doing as much as I could to protect me and my emotions and the emotions that I gave my child. This channel is just going to be very, very insightful for people. I pray and I hope that I can gain a stronger sense of community through my channel, because I know before I was doing a lot of content and short films and skits and things like that, but I would love to transform this page into more of like a sense of community where men and women can come together and converse about things that they've been through, obstacles and how they've overcome them, problem solving within parenting, just everything. I'm not trying to say that I'm the guru, because I'm not. I'm going to be very, very, very vulnerable on this channel. I'm going to omit things as I have before. It's just going to be very, very vulnerable moments, and I would love to share that with you. Just be very open with each other and feel very supported through content. So with all that being said, let's hop to the mommy vlog. Mommy vlogs are where I am just real and raw, and I'm just talking to you guys, crying, emotional, real emotions. And I do have to let you guys know, a lot of this was like pre-recorded, because during the time of when I found out I was pregnant up till now, I was dealing with a lot of emotions. So I just was going through a lot in these last few months. Mommy vlogs have been pre-recorded content that I created because those were my emotions at the time. Those were things that I was going through at the time, and I wanted to capture those. And going back and doing these edits, it's amazing to see my transformation from where I was at a few months ago to where I'm at today. Because some of the things that I was feeling back then, I look now and I'm like, okay, like, but look how far I've made it. Look how happier I am. Look how much more at peace and at ease I am with the choices that I've made. So a lot of the mommy vlogs have been pre-recorded. So stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more content coming your way. So let me tell you what happened here. This is my mom. So initially what happened with my mom, she called me randomly. It was just like, it was the way she started her whole thing. Like, my mom's a nurse, background on her. She's a nurse. So she called me and she was like, are you okay? I'm like, what type of intro to a conversation is that? Yes, I'm fine. What are you talking about, Mom? It's like, I don't know. Like, are you okay? That had me thinking. I was like, yes, I'm fine. And at this point, I had missed one period already. So my second period was coming up, and my best friend and I, we were on pretty much like the same track. We had just got back from New York. Our periods had ended, being very open about this. Everybody knows women have periods. And hers was coming up again. And I was like, well, where's mine? I've never had a pregnancy scare, never had an STD. I'm like, okay, well, I'm missing my period. Well, maybe I'm just stressed. I don't know. I just thought something like that. I just thought it couldn't be as drastic as me being pregnant. So I'm like, okay, Mom, yes, I'm fine. And then I was like, okay, I'll talk to you later. Do y'all not understand? I made a beeline to CVS so quick. Because I was like, why is my mom calling me like that? Like, what? So I don't know. I just had like something come over me, and I was like, okay, so I went to the CVS. I paid my $16 for the 2 tests. and I come back home and I pee on a stick. And I'm pregnant. Do y'all understand the emotions that I felt at that time? And it was just so crazy because I'm like, how did my mom know? They say women know, and I'm like, how did my mom know? My mom is privy to a lot of my personal information. She has my KP app, the medical record info login on her phone. She has my finances. She has my passwords to my emails. Like, me and my mom are a very open book. My mom is literally like my best friend, and I love her. This little sneak butt, she asked me one day, after I found out I was pregnant, I was very quiet about it. I went to the doctor's like a day or so later, I think, I had an appointment for, and I took a pregnancy test. She got a notice from my doctor saying that my test results were being processed, something like that, something that alerted her to go to my KP app. And so she called me, this was like a day or two later after I found out from the test strip that I was pregnant, and she said, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, I saw that you have a message from your doctor. Like, did you go to the doctor's?" I'm like, "Yeah, I had a headache. I just wasn't feeling good." I'm a horrible liar, first off. For a second, I'm a horrible liar to my mom. I can't lie to my mom. So she's like, "Well, it's just weird. Like, how come you didn't tell me? Like, blah, blah." I'm like, "No, it's fine, Mom, whatever." Then, I don't know. I tried to change my email, tried to like log her out of the KP app. I changed my email password. That's what it was. And just trying to like not have her get alerted. But no, that didn't work. So a couple days later, once I got my test results in, I think it was probably like 3 or 4 days later, from when I found out from the stick I was pregnant, my mom calls me back to back. I'm like, "Okay, like, what's going on?" And she's like, "I did something, please call me back." She texted me. I'm like, I called her back, and I was like, "Hey, Mom." And she's like, "I did something, don't be mad." "Mom, what did you do?" I FaceTime her now. I said, "Mom, what did you do?" And she said, she's literally crying. I looked on your KP app, and she said, "You're pregnant." I said, "Yeah." I was so mad. I wasn't mad, but I was just so like, "Mom, no." Because mind you, days before, when I took the test, the strip test, before I went to the doctor's, I had called my best friends and I had told them, and everybody was so happy, everybody's crying. Oh. And I told them, I was like, I want to surprise my mom and my dad because I was going up to see them like a week and a half from when I found out I was pregnant. So I wanted to surprise them. But no. So then talking to my mom, I FaceTime my two best friends instantly. And I'm like, "Guys, guess what my mom did?" Da, da, da. Because they weren't supposed to tell her either. So then now at this point, we all know. So I was trying to surprise my mom and that didn't happen. But I was able to surprise my dad. And my dad's facial expression there was crazy. Do you want to know what one of the hardest conversations I've ever had, besides telling my child's father that I was pregnant, is telling my dad that I'm sexually active? What? That was so hard, but we got through that part. It was a time where I just felt very loved and I felt very supported, and I was so blessed for having people in my life that cared enough about me to be excited for me, to uplift me, to give me positive feedback and just tell me like, I'm gonna be a great mom. I can do it. It kind of made me think that there are people that find out they're pregnant every day and don't have family or friends that they can talk to about their pregnancy and what should they do. Some people battle with the idea of like having the baby or like having an abortion and those decisions. And when I found out I was pregnant, I was like 9 weeks at that point. So I was already 2/3 through my first trimester. Never had morning sickness, never threw up. I didn't feel pregnant. I literally was taking detox pills days prior to me finding out I was pregnant because I thought my little fluffy stomach, because I had such a flat stomach before naturally, thank God, my puffy stomach was like alarming to me. I just thought I drank too much soda. I just like, okay, I need a detox. I didn't know what was going on. Just feeling very supported and loved and feeling like I had a support system behind me was very, very important. And this is one of my sole goals for this channel, is to build that sense of community. Having supportive people in your life makes a difference. Having, like, you know, the village to raise a child concept is very important, I noticed. And now that I'm in this world of becoming a mother and, you know, and just having different instincts kick in, like, I definitely can see why they say, like, having a strong support system is so important. I want to have my channel be a representation of a sense of community, people coming together, men and women, to talk about the issues that they're facing within, like, maybe co-parenting or just becoming a new parent, the financial instabilities that are going to come with becoming a parent, just the unknown, how your body is going to be changing, the emotions that you feel. Me as a single woman and being a very emotional person and a very loving person, passionate person, and just not having somebody there. And, you know, just there's different things that you go through. And then also dealing with, like, the spiritual aspect of it is like, wow, like, I have a child on the way, and, you know, like, God doesn't make mistakes. So it's like, you know, it was just a lot of different things that I had to sort out on my own, which is why I felt that my privacy was so important when I found out I was pregnant up till now. I don't want my child to feel affected or feel the negative emotions, or go through your body from feeling negative energy or negative emotions, things like that. So I just wanted to make sure that I just protected my peace as much as possible. And that's not even to say that, like, I don't cry, that I don't have times where I'm overly emotional. I don't have tempers normally anyways, and I can kind of tell when I'm a little frustrated even in the moment, moments that I have now. But just your peace is just so important. So I guess, like, a thing of advice that I could give, just as, like, a new woman who is pregnant, is that just protecting your peace is very, very important. So working on yourself, getting to know yourself, finding, like, solace within yourself, and also not worrying about what other people have to say. Just finding yourself within this process. And if you're blessed enough to find yourself before you get into a situation where you're becoming a mother or a father, like, just finding your peace is so important. It's such a key factor, because your energy as a mother, I'm learning, is going to determine, like, a lot of the outcomes for your baby. Like, for example, my child moves around so much inside me. It's really crazy. I went from feeling like nothing to, like, little air bubbles to, like, kicks now. And sometimes I have conversations with my child and I'm like, you know, what are you doing in there? Like, you know, you're going crazy. Like, as soon as I eat something, he or she is, like, super happy, or, like, just moving around, and I feel kicks, pushes. And then, like, towards, like, my lower area, like, more towards, like, your pubic hair area, like, I feel bumps. Like, it's like a round lump. Let me say, not a bump. Let me say a lump. And it's like either, like, they're pressing, or that's their head, or whatever it is. It's just such a beautiful, amazing experience. And this is why I say just having a peace is so important. I can control how I feel. I can control what I allow, what I don't allow. And through this experience, I just want to be able to grow a sense of community, a sense of family between myself, my unborn child, the people who are watching my content, and just be able to inspire other people. Allow my situation to be more educational, I want to say. They're kicking right now. And through this process, be able to go through the highs and lows with people, and to show people the vulnerability side of being pregnant. And it's okay to feel lonely. It's okay to feel the emotions that you feel. You're a new mother. You're a new father. Like, you know, it's a lot of different things that are going to be changing in your life soon and very quickly, because my pregnancy just went so fast. But we can go through those things together. And even with me not being able to talk about my pregnancy because I wanted to protect my peace and not telling people not knowing that I was pregnant because it wasn't showing, I did feel very lonely. I would just talk to my mom for like an hour at a time, like just calling her for nothing, just because I felt very lonely. I felt like isolated in a way because I couldn't go out. I couldn't, do the things that I was doing before. Not that they were anything drastic. Like, I didn't drink and smoke before. So it was just, I drank very rarely, I'll be honest. So I was just making decisions that I felt would benefit me in the long run. And doing that, it just made me feel very alone. So what I would like you guys to do now is if you would like to become a channel member, a family member, please do now. Everything, 100% of it goes into creating content and goes into supporting my unborn child. And I do have a name. I do know the gender because I'm just like that, but you guys are not going to know for a while. But I do know the gender, so it's going to support my unborn child. And really what I was going to talk about later, but I'll just go ahead and tell you guys now, is that anything that I've gained now through thrift store shopping, through refurbishing, things like that, I want to donate to a less fortunate mother, less fortunate couple, anybody who is going through a time of unexpected pregnancy that maybe can't financially afford everything that they want to give their child. I want to be able to bless another family, another person with things that I've been blessed with along my journey so far. So there's so many things I want to do. I've been ranting for so long. I'm just very, very excited for this new journey that we'll all be on together. So just make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and please become a family member. Hey little bear. Today mommy's going to her first was not her prenatal appointment, but doing blood work. Mommy just took her pregnancy test and found out, you're on the way. And I'm excited for you. I've wanted you. Mommy has to change a lot of her eating, but we're getting better. Have to have less soda. And yeah, so Mommy's gonna go get some shots done today, some blood work. Yeah, Mommy's just gonna get ready for you. Love you, little bear. Oh, wow. Oh. Pregnant. Oh my gosh. I'm pregnant. Oh my gosh. I've wanted to have a baby for a long time now. And I opened my KP app, my Kaiser Permanente app on my phone. And my test results are already there. I just went yesterday? And for a blood test and urine test to see if I was pregnant, and it came back like this. Oh my God, I'm pregnant. I am so happy. Oh my God.
Flicker right there. That's our heartbeat, but we'll measure it in a second. That sounds like nice, steady heartbeat there.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Check back in on the family by clicking a video located on your screen now.